Good morning and welcome to Gospel Bites, where we take a bite at the Gospel for the day. Today is Holy Monday, March 30th. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Glory to you, O Lord. This is taken from John chapter 12, verses 1 to 11. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. There they gave a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those at the table with him. Mary took a pound of costly perfume made of pure nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was about to betray him, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii, and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He kept the common purse and used to steal what was put into it. Jesus said, Leave her alone. She bought it so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." When the great crowd of the Jews learned that he was there, they came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. So the chief priests planned to put Lazarus to death as well, since it was on account of him that many of the Jews were deserting and were believing in Jesus. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. All right, on Holy Monday, we hear the story of Mary. So, Mary took a pound of costly perfume and anointed Jesus' feet. And Judas was saying, "Oh, this could have been sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor." Um, you know, Oftentimes we hear this. "Oh, you're giving too much to the church." Or, um, "You're spending too much time in prayer. 1 hour to go to Mass should be enough. You shouldn't go on a weekday." Or, "You're speaking about God too much." It's as if there's a limit to our love for God. To Judas, there was an amount. I think the question in this gospel is, how much does your love cost? How much do you love Christ? For Judas, 30 pieces of silver, that was all he needed. And that was all Jesus was worth to him. So to him, that pound of perfume was too much. No? You shouldn't love God that much. You shouldn't devote that much time, that much attention, that much money to God. It's sad, but many of us, especially Catholics, we don't really give much to the church. You know? And charity, we usually think that our family counts as charity. But, I don't know about that. But we spend so much on our own gadgets, on our cars, our homes. But when it comes to God, we can be stingy. And even with our time and our lives, I remember when I was discerning the priesthood, there were some people who told me, "Well, you're too young. You should." I was actually not young anymore. "You should enjoy life." You know? It's as if, well, when you're retired, then you can enter the priesthood. And I've heard a lot of people, "Father, okay, when I retire, I'm going to serve the church." It's like, by that time, there's no more energy left for us. By that time, I won't be able to remember any of the theologies in school anymore. Why does God have to 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 receive what's left of us? And I think that's the challenge that Mary had had shown us, you know, how much does your love cost? We would spend thousands of dollars to watch a concert, to go to another province and watch a concert or a ball game. But to God, not so much. I remember there was one couple who almost fought because one gave $20 and said, "No, you're just supposed to give 5." I mean, think of think of that. Everything that we have comes from God, and yet we're very stingy when it comes to God. And money's the least of it. It's our time, our attention, our devotion, our love. You know? I remember in our seminary, someone asked, our professor asked, when was the last time you read a book about Jesus? You know, we've read so many things about things in the world, but not about Christ, not about God. So we have this Holy Week to spend with God. It's almost over 40 days. How much of those 40 days were spent on God? So the real question is, how much time, how much love do you have for God? I'm Father Jerry Sembrano for another edition of Gospel Bites. God bless you. Have a nice day.